Hey everyone, Noble Absinthe here, and welcome back to my Samurai Jack Retrospective. Today we're continuing on with episode 4, Jack, the Woolies, and the Chritchellites. Let's get started. We start the episode off with Jack hunting a boar for lunch. He sets up a nice little trap with some vines, and then like 2 seconds later, Jack is literally dragged into the conflict. Jack is able to subdue this humongous beast and is rewarded handsomely with a feast by these little guys here. We're now introduced to the two main species of this episode, the Chritchellites and the Woolies. As a preface to this episode, I'm just going to say that I hate the name Chritchellites. I hate how it's spelled, I hate how it sounds, so for the remainder of this episode I'll just be calling them smurfs. Because, you know, they're smurfs. We're told by these smurfs how they were almost made extinct by these giant furry monsters that they themselves call Woolies. They tell Jack about how they were able to overtake these Woolies with technology and use them now for labor and entertainment. When Jack makes his way to the village, he can't help but shake an uneasy feeling about the whole situation. I mean, the way these guys treat the Woolies is really messed up. They taser them and they use them for really stupid circus acts. Jack even mentions this to one of the smurfs. Their defense was comparing the treatment of the Woolies to the way humans treat horses. It's definitely not a good comparison by any means, but it's better than nothing. Once the celebration subsides a little, Jack decides to go off on his own and feed the Woolie that he captured. Much to his surprise, it speaks to him.
Help me. What?
After experiencing a somewhat cryptic dream, Jack is determined more than ever to help these furry monsters. He frees the one he helped capture and is introduced to their leader, Lazor, who then gives Jack visions of the Woolly people. It turns out they were a prosperous people that achieved a kind of utopia without technology. But then all of that changed when the Smurfs attacked. Using their technology to enslave the Woolies, Jack's resolve to help them strengthens and aims to destroy the machine that keeps hold of them. Jack then scales that machine, and before he can destroy it, the Woolie he freed wakes up the Smurfs, and Jack decides to free him right there on the spot. The Woolie then reclaims some of his lost pride and lays down a nice, proper beating on the Smurfs. Jack and the Woolies work together as equals to destroy the orb, and through some comedic relief, they succeed. The Woolies are freed and the Smurfs flee in fear. The episode ends with the Woolly leader telling Jack to travel north to find something that'll help him with his journey. I grew up in a family that really cares about animals, so this episode kind of hits home for me. I don't like the idea of innocent and majestic creatures being forced to do man's work. I mean, we already have enough domesticated animals in this world, and we already treat them like shit anyway. This episode asks us as the audience, what would happen if another species that was like super intelligent, like a human, was enslaved by another intelligent species? It makes us think about the rights of animals in our own time. There's also more than enough symbolism for slavery with our own species and our own history, so there's that. What deserves rights and what doesn't in a post-apocalyptic future, and who has the right to make that choice? In this episode, it's shown that technology, along with conformity to a narrow mindset, appears to have that right. I mean, the Smurfs all dress the same and literally sound the same.
We must celebrate its capture. Come back to our village with us.
Well, I don't know if I...
You should. There'll be a feast with rare delectables.
The Woolies are open-minded sages who wish to just preserve nature, while these little guys want to use their technology to just control another being. Because they can. Maybe we should just leave other cultures alone when their way of life has nothing to do with ours. All they want to do is farm and be peaceful. I didn't want to go off on a tangent about animal rights and the advent of technology, but as an adult, you can clearly see these symbols being used in Samurai Jack. When I was a child and I saw this episode for the first time, all I wanted was Jack to beat the crap out of these midgets for hurting such innocent, fuzzy creatures. It's very clear through their voices and their design that these blue guys, these guys, they're bad. and these cute fuzzy creatures are the good guys. I think that's why Samurai Jack is such an awesome series. It can be enjoyed by any group and you'll get something out of it. Whether you're a kid or an adult, I think all ages can agree that they want to see Jack succeed. They want to see him save the day and make things right. My only real complaint with this episode is that there's nothing really stopping the Smurfs from attacking again and just using another machine. I mean, Jack didn't teach the Woolies to defend themselves through martial arts or anything. He just kind of freed them so that they can start punching some Smurfs. While the ending is cute with all the Smurfs running away in fear, they can just come back with more technology. But since this is a one-off episode, I guess we as the audience can just forgive it and just not think about it. This is just one of the many episodes where Jack responds to the plea of the week. Remember in episode 2 and 3 where Jack helped the dogs? Well, this is where he gets to help a bunch of fur people. These episodes are great because we get to see different sights in this futuristic world. I like these one-off episodes the most, since it's not about Jack coming so close to making it back to the past and getting cock-blocked by a coup. Overall, this episode was pretty good. We had a few laughs and a lot of food for thought. This episode will also start the convention of having Jack's name be part of the naming scheme. Anyway guys, like always, thank you so much for watching. If you want to stay tuned for the series, you can subscribe and tick that little chime next to it to stay updated. Likes and shares are always appreciated, and I do read every single comment. So please tell me how I can improve this show and what you'd like to see on this channel. I also recently opened up a gaming channel with my friends. We call ourselves the Generally Good Gamers, or GGG for short. So feel free to check that out. We play some nostalgia classics. Our first upload is on there right now actually. Me and my friend Frosty played Chameleon Twist for the N64. We have some DK64 footage and Smash 4 footage saved up, and we're probably going to be working on a Wind Waker Let's Play and maybe some PS2 classics. So check us out. Again, we're GGG or Generally Good Gamers. It'll be fun. Anyway guys, thank you again for watching. I'll be hard at work on episode 5, so I'll see you then. Peace.